Right folks, I'm just going to do a little review on this. This is a Austin Maestro. Now the Maestro had lots of jokes posted, and I must admit I was one of them at the time. But, as with anything, and I'm doing a story on the Campervan, and it's since time and sort of memorial, sort of like from the sort of 60s really, so it's not time memorial, is it? When the smaller cars came out, there was a lot of people that started converting them to sleep people, and this is one of them. Now this is a Austin Maestro, it's a G plate, so that'll be around 1889, and this was made by a company called Tandy Industries. Now Tandy were based in the Isle of Wight, and they also made a small caravan. I can't remember the name of the caravan. I know it was obviously a Tandy. I can't remember if they gave it a fancy name like Malibu, but I might be wrong on that. But they didn't make very many, but they made about 150 of these apparently, or thereabouts. Well, we're going to have a quick tour, because it will be a quick tour. This has been rescued, and obviously it was renovated, and it slept too. Now I'm going to have to sort of put the camera in there, and I won't be on it because it is too small and I'm too big. Anyway, we'll go into that one. Right, so there we go. So forgive me, look at me, I'm carrying my bag around. Typical sort of 80s sort of seating actually. Captain's table, basically a swivel table. A little bit of head height there, not a lot, only enough to sit up. Obviously you can't stand in there. There's an actually opening sunroof at the top there, and a little cupboard at that top end there too. And plus you've got your plastic windows on either side of this area. Now the interesting thing is, obviously for storage, we were a bit limited. You've got the under seating storage here, but this would sleep too. There's a sink here. I don't know, I think the cooker is over on that side, but I'm not going to start poking about. On the left hand side where that sort of pamphlet is. And I remember these ceramic sink units, I've forgotten who made those now, but they were very fashionable in the 80s in caravans. And that micro switch as well, tap, caused loads of problems around the 12 volt of course. Got to be careful here because there's a step. This comes down as a bit of extra storage, not much I'm afraid. It was really very much made for really one person. And just literally, I mean, if you wanted somewhere to sleep, then that's what you'd do. You'd keep up, make this bed up very quickly. The table would come down, there'd be a filler in here to make this into a double. Very tight, very cosy. Insulation wise, I don't know what they did insulate them with. I would guess probably not so jolly much. But this is very, very original. It's the first one I've ever seen in the flesh. Now Tandy went into liquidation, but I was just talking to the lady who has this, and she was telling me this, that actually the people that were with Tandy, after it went into liquidation, which would be probably in the early 90s, very early 90s, I'll have to check that one up, they went to start another company called Phoenix, and I think they did the same sort of thing there, but they never made a caravan. But I presume that folded pretty quickly, because in the early 90s there was a bit of a recession. Anyway, let's have a quick look on that other side. Right, this is inside the Maestro. By today's standards that looks pretty basic, but this was the car that was supposed to save Austin Rover. As we know, it didn't. And it's a shame because it wasn't a bad car in the end. It's in the Montego. Now, as I say, converting cars into sleeping is not a new idea. I've got a picture of one being in the 1930s there. People who obviously having a look. I don't know how many miles this has done.
Oh, right.
But, it's just great to come and have a look. As I say, I've never seen one in the flesh before. I've seen pictures of these, but not in the flesh. Look at that. It's in really good order actually. It's really good. Can you imagine going out in this? Let's see if I can just open it. So if I just open that up, and there doesn't appear to be a cooker in there. I'm sure it has one, or has had one, maybe, I'm not sure.
The one that was a baby blue colour, metallic, it was beautiful.
It's just great
So I've
to
been
see.
obviously I'm still
Just
friends
great to
with
see
them.
them these.
Bill got rid of the last one about 2016.
I just love these sort of things.
And we went on to the Montiguos and things. So
yeah, so anyway, that's it. The Maestro Tandy campervan picks up his bag. I mean, it's when you look at these cars, you really realise how things have come on. So yeah, I'm really impressed to have found this. She said it was here about 4 or 5 years ago, but I can't remember if I was here 4 or 5 years ago, to be honest, and I've certainly missed it. But I think it's worth having a look at, and a video on its own actually. And I don't think I've got any pictures of these at home somewhere. If I have, they're probably buried somewhere. That's the problem. And you know, by the time I find this is probably rotted away then, or I'll be dead, rotted away. But it's just so good to see. So yes, that is the Tandy and the Maestro. I reckon Sarah Crabbers would like that. I reckon she'd like that. She'd be quite amused by that. That's a good old ex-British Leyland type of car.